Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sonoket Plays Farm Together. This is episode 3. Now, if you recall, so I just logged in, right? I just started. My timer's going. There it is. And right when we logged in, we got this, our daily reward. So basically, we get 6,000 gold and 30 diamonds, basically because your farm continues even when you're not playing, which is something that we had talked about before. So we have a lot to do because being that we planted all this stuff and we were gone for a number of days, now we have to harvest everything. So first things first, it's winter. We have a lot of money, but we have a lot of stuff that needs to be harvested. Let's do that now. And then we'll kind of figure out from there kind of what we want to be doing with our farm and our time. And I don't know what that's going to look like quite yet. So that was loud. So these are all apples. These didn't sprout yet. Let's also go feed our pigs so they don't starve to death. Thanks, pigs. I appreciate you. I promise we won't sell you for bacon. Let's do these. Let's grab our wells, because that's just free money. We got to get our Matthew Lesko free money every time. Let's save these blackberries for last, because I think those are going to bring us the most money. Let's just uproot our peanuts here. And because we got so much... So every day that you're gone, not playing on your farm, you rack up the daily bonuses, basically. And I believe it's 5 diamonds and 1,000 gold every day, per day. And so we were gone for about 6 days, apparently. It didn't feel like that's when I recorded the last video, but I guess I recorded it and then hadn't put it up for a while, so that's why it's been so long. So that's why we got an extra 6,000 and then the 30 diamonds. The diamonds just by themselves are going to allow us to build a lot more pathing. And so we can expand our little plots of land here. And the money is obviously just great because that's why we're doing this. Flowers should be worth a decent amount. Yeah, so these flowers are definitely paying for themselves very quickly. If we harvest them one more time, Peanut Butter Estates has gained a level. And that means even more money and even more diamonds. I'm not going to plant anything yet. I want to finish harvesting everything first. But yeah, those flowers, as you saw, gave us like 362 or 382 gold. We don't have to replant them ever. And they just are on a cycle of time that they just keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. And so unlike crops, which we have to, you know, it costs, let's just say 100, and then we pick them up and we get 121. We've made 21, but we need to plant these again. Whereas the flowers and trees, they just stay. And unlike animals, you don't have to water or feed flowers and trees. So, you know, animals are also permanent, but they require an upkeep cost. So it kind of eats into your bottom line, honestly. If you and I are being honest with each other. Your bottom line's taking a hit on those animals. They're expensive. So you know, shouldn't run a farm. Ooh, we got a gold nugget. That's what a gold nugget sounds like. That was our first one, I think. Yeah, that was our first one. With the sound effect. So yeah, that's why, you know, farm animals are nice. It's nice to have them. I haven't worked out how much money you're actually making on them. But I don't think farm animals bring you in that much. Whereas, again, if you're playing kind of semi-casually like we are, flowers are always going to be ready every time you come back to the farm. And so that's just a lot of extra money that you get every single time you know, take a little bit of a break. Whereas, you know, if we're going to sit down and play a 2-hour session, you're going to want to plant some crops that are on 10-minute rotations, 30-minute rotations. So you can just get those moving and be making money actively while you're playing. Let me go ahead and, because harvesting the rest of this, well, I mean, At this point, we're almost done. I was gonna say, hey, I just got the greatest idea. What I would do is, I would say hello, and then I would say, hey, we're gonna harvest all this stuff, and then I would cut to the end, where you just see how much money we had, and I go, wow, okay, now that we got that out of the way. But then I was like, right, I should have done that when I actually started, instead of having all these monologues and talking about what's been going on. Leveled. So each time, whoops. Each time you level, we get access to different decorations and things. Hairstyles, clothing styles, like headgear, all kinds of cool stuff. So level for your own character does matter. So we'll go harvest our trees again. And not all of the trees are every season, so that's why you didn't see every single tree bloom just now. Thankfully, apple trees are 4 seasons. They are much like the hotel chain. In the US, they are 4 seasons. Actually, I'm trying to think when the last time I saw 4 seasons was. I have no idea. Anyway, the blackberries, these are worth quite a bit more, and this is what we had planted when I was like, oh, I think we're out of money. Because blackberries are expensive. But the nice thing is, now that we have done this first, we have... Go ahead and do this. We'll have just over 30,000. We'll have a lot more than 30,000 because we just leveled up. And what I want to do is do our long-term crops first. Because last time I ran out of money and I couldn't do those. So this time I want to do those first. And then we'll just kind of work off of what we have left. And we'll figure out what else we want to do. And this might be another episode of kind of expanding our farm a good deal here. Let's grab this just because it's free money. Okay, let's start here. So. Do I want... Yeah, this is fine. Because we'll continue this road here. Oh, and because our farm leveled up quite a bit, we're going to have access to a lot of new crops. So we will check those out in just a second. Let's extend our road this way. And then we'll have a divider that way. And we may as... Well, I was going to say may as well divide at the same place here. But this is going to prevent us from... So we'll have to just kind of eyeball where about the middle is, or so. It'll be close enough in the end. So this will end up going that way because of the water there. And actually it lines up quite nicely with this. Perfect. So this will be another farm area. And this... Let's just continue this. We have the diamonds right now. And every time we put down road, we actually get farm EXP as well. So it's not like this is useless at all. This is actually very helpful. And even though it doesn't like officially connect to the bridge, it still, for the most part, does. Okay. We are not going to take a road through there. So I guess here the question is... No, I mean, we'll probably include these other squares here, yeah. Because otherwise, we're going to cut some off, and then we'll go this way. Ah, that lines up perfectly with that next farm, too. So that's a good idea. And then that one's going to go around the back there. So I don't need to bisect this. Which is a fancy word for put down road. No, it doesn't really mean put down road. It means cut in half. But you understand. So the longest term crop that we can plant right now is watermelon. They're 2 days. Not only are they 2 days, but they're actually fairly inexpensive. Given that they're going to be... They take so long. Oh, I guess actually that makes sense. They're cheap because they take a really long time. But the yield on them is actually... a decent amount of money. It's like 600 gold, right? Let's see. We get 800. Yeah, we get 800 gold and they cost, well, 250 to plant. Oops. So it's just less than 600 gold, you know? And for most of our crops, we're getting like 5 and 10 gold after the cost of tilling the land and stuff. So to get 600 is a fairly decent return. Mostly also because we're going to kind of put these here and just forget about them. So this will just be, you know, each of these will be 600 gold when we come back next time we farm. So just imagine 600 gold times this many plots. It's like a ton of gold. We will be rich come next episode. Just you wait. Just you wait. You're going to be like, wow, Sonoket is a genius. Why didn't I think of this? Also, he's just so handsome. Wow, I just can't get over that. Okay, so let's farm our wells, because again, the 100 gold makes a difference. Let's do our short-term farm first. And we probably want to think about buying maybe a couple other animals. Because our pigs, I'm feeling like, might be a little bit lonely. Oh, we can harvest. We get 201 mushroom. Like truffles, I think. Are truffles technically a mushroom? I'm fairly certain that truffles grow underground and you need pigs to find them. But I'm not sure why. And I also know that truffles are one of the most expensive traded goods. Like vegetables. Are they a vegetable? Or a root? Or technically like a spice even? Or maybe they are actually a mushroom? And they're just truffle mushrooms? Truffle. There's truffle oil and truffle flakes. Black truffle. Maybe they are a mushroom. Because they do grow in the dirt, right? But that's kind of like a root. I have no idea. See, this is the kind of thing that I've never sat down and thought about before. Because I'm normally busy with all these other things. But doing really, you know, really calming farming games brings these kinds of questions to the surface. Kind of questions that you'd never sit around and wonder if you weren't just kind of relaxed and playing a farming game. I don't even know that I know what truffle tastes like. I know that I've been to some fancier restaurants who have, you know, acclaimed, ooh, and we, you know, this has... one of the favorite things in LA I see often is truffle oil fries, truffle oil French fries. And I have had those, but I don't know that I necessarily recognize that there was truffle oil. I don't know. Anyway, let's plant some tomatoes. Wait, actually, let's go back to this. We need to plant potatoes. How many potatoes do we need? A lot. Holy. Okay, so we're gonna be potato farmers for a bit here. Let's see. Let's do 6. So this is 24 total. And that's not even remotely as much as we need. You know, we'll just do this entire field here, potatoes. And so that'll be 24. We need 80. So we'll do this square a couple times. Precisely 3 times. If we wanted to get specific. If you actually wanted to run the numbers on 24 times 3. But we're not all about that math here. Wait. Oh no, we already had 20. So yeah, it will actually just be 3. Because after I did the math in my head, I was like, wait, no, 3's not gonna cover it. But I was... Apparently my subconscious had read that it, and I'm trying to cover up the fact that I did just do that wrong. But apparently my subconscious read, you know, 20 out of 80 and did that math instead of the... How many times you can... Let's just keep going. Tomatoes. Why did I go with tomatoes? No reason. I just felt like our farm needed tomatoes. Let's do 2 rows of tomatoes. I actually, so true story. When I was growing up, when I was very young, 8, maybe 10 years old, maybe even younger, we had a house on this, in a cul-de-sac. It was like a family neighborhood. Let's see, is anything locked right now? Blue grapes. So we do need to plant blue grapes, but we can't do that right now because we're in spring. We're gonna have to wait 2 seasons to be able to do those. That's the only thing that's locked. So otherwise, we could just plant some short-term stuff. Do some lettuce. Even though we already did lettuce. So maybe we'll just do like 1 row of lettuce. Anyway, when I was very young growing up in this neighborhood, my mom was pretty into gardening. And we had these tomato bushes outside of our house. Let's also do... No, cabbage won't... Yeah, it might be if we water it. And so we always had these cherry tomato plants growing in our little garden out front. And, you know, they actually gave us tomatoes pretty regularly. Even though we had a bunch of cats growing up, and the cats would get into the bushes and smash the plants, and it was just... It was a mess. Our cats that we had were outside cats. They weren't inside cats, so they were just kind of did whatever they wanted all the time. Much to our neighbors' dismay, because our cats would, like, wander onto their property, mess stuff up. And as a kid, I was always like, who hates cats? Why would our neighbors be mad at our cats, you know? I'm not sure why our parents let that just go on. Probably because all of the kids were attached to the cats, but we couldn't have inside cats because they hadn't been raised as inside cats ever. I'm sure my parents had their reasons. Anyway, yeah, we had a lot of tomato bushes out in front of our house. And occasionally they would actually give us pretty decent tomatoes. Also, if you're a child of that age, you find out that tomatoes also double as a potent throwing weapon against solid objects or people. And if you find gross ones that have fallen onto the topsoil because they like rotted off the plant or whatever, those are especially great to throw at your sisters when you're being kind of a little dick. Which obviously I wasn't, but some other enterprising individual may, you know, think about doing something like that. We're gonna plant some mushrooms because there's a good return and they're fairly expensive. And this just felt like a mushroom field. But now I'm really wondering about that truffle thing again, because now we're planting actual mushrooms. I should probably stop thinking about it. We're gonna do flowers over in that little bed there, and we'll probably end up expanding it a little bit. We still have 25,000. We're doing just fine on money. We should also start worrying about some fish. So I think we found out last time that you can't put fish in those water features, which is a huge bummer, first off. Secondly, no, there actually wasn't a second. So we have some new flowers here, hydrangeas. Very expensive, like Mr. Dink would say from Doug. Very expensive. What do we have planted now? We have, whoops, daisies. These cost 1,000 and yield 1,000. Perfect. All right. Flowers can't go on tilled land. Flowers have to go on empty green grass. So why don't we do 4 of these, and that'll be very expensive. Let's do some less expensive flowers. Roses are nice. How about some poppies? We already have daisies. Let's get some poppies. Right. Still have to untill the land. Hey, at least we're getting 5 gold back. Okay, check this out. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. So this flower bed will have paid for itself the very first time that we harvest all this stuff. We already have those. I mean, we may just... It's still not empty, of course. Wonder how many more times I'm gonna do that. The answer's every time if I don't just fix this all right now. We want to kind of spread out the types of flowers that we have, because eventually we'll have a quest for it. So that's why we also don't just want to plant one kind of flower and call it a day. Oh, this is so expensive. We have 4 of those. Hydrangeas. Ugh. Okay. Flower garden's done. Let's water all this. Oh, it doesn't even change the time. Okay, we'll water it once and then forget about it for the rest of time. I had heard that in early versions of Farm Together, or I read it on a forum. So I'm gonna asterisk this with this may not be true at all. It may be 100,000% made up, and I'm gonna repeat it to you anyway. Apparently, if you didn't harvest your crops in older versions of Farm Together, they would, like, die, or you wouldn't be able to harvest them. If that was true, I'm glad they changed that and took it out, because that's needlessly punishing. But then again, I'm also criticizing a system that I don't know that was actually in the game. I don't know that's actually true. So it's kind of like a fate criticism, honestly. Yeah, well, it's like, if this situation is true, then I criticized it. Otherwise, you guys are fine. Basically, I just made up an argument in my head. I can't possibly be the only one that does that. When you have as much time as me, you just spend your days thinking about things. And sometimes that includes making up arguments to have with yourself. Because what else are you gonna do? When you're not recording videos, at least. Let's add some new trees. We have access to a peach tree, bananas. We need a banana tree level 4 for that, and a lemon tree. That is almost certainly a pear. That might be a coconut. We'll do a... peach trees are expensive. We already own 4 of them. We already own 3 banana trees. Oh, we already took care of our trees last time. We don't own bamboo. Oh, bamboo's expensive. Okay, that's it. 3 bamboo trees. Okay. Oh, we're in a hot summer. So I'm pretty sure... because you can have different... within the seasons, you can have different... weather, I guess? Yeah, I mean, it's obviously weather, because that's what it is. You can have different weather in the different seasons in Farm Together. And so for summer, I don't know that you can get rain in summer. I don't know that I've ever seen it. But one of the things that you can get besides just a normal summer is what we have right now, which is a super hot summer. And I believe it means that all of your crops need water like 2 or 3 times as much. They go through it that much faster. Yeah, so like, let's just sit here for a second to see if we can... maybe. It may not affect the longer term crops like those so much, but let's go do lettuce, for example. Yeah, I mean, as soon as we did it, yeah. So I would say it's going at least twice as fast, if not more, probably more, honestly, water usage. And so it's such a mess. Like, all your crops are always going to need... you can't water everything enough. Oh, right, chickens. Oh, we could do ducks. So yeah, like, here's how it works out on animals, right? They cost 1,000. So you spend 1,000, and then you get 1 duck. And then you can harvest it every 40 minutes for 420. Great. We make 420. That seems like a lot. But then you also have to feed them every 10 minutes. Almost 100 gold. So you, over the period of 40 minutes, you pay 360 gold, so you can then harvest it for 420. So you're getting 60 gold from this when it costs 1,000 every 40 minutes. So it's gonna take days and days for them to pay for themselves, right? And they're just not big money makers. I mean, after the, what, like 16 or 17 times that you have to harvest these for them to be profitable? I don't know. It just seems like kind of a crappy investment. Fish are different. Fish don't require any payment at all, and you can just fish them, but they don't, they usually have longer times. I'm sorry, we got really sidetracked. They usually have longer times, like it's every couple hours, for instance. Blackberries, we could do more blackberries. Well, we kind of already did those, and I want to spread our crops around. Pumpkins have a 2-day, but they're 300 gold. Let's plant some pumpkins. We don't need to go crazy. But we've never planted any of these before. And so we'll just add kind of like half a long-term field up here. And we'll make it full of pumpkins. Actually, no. We're going to get rid of that. And instead, let's put a decoration down here. What do we want? We want a wind turbine? That could be kind of neat. Maybe a trough, a sign, a light post. I like the idea of a wind farm. Yeah. Because when you have one off space like that, it just throws your harvesting into disarray when you're running down like a nice straight line, moving between your little rows, and then suddenly you have to just come over here for one. Ugh. No, thank you. Plus, then your farm plots aren't nice and symmetrical, and I mean, that's just a whole nother issue, and you're just trying to make, we want our farm to look nice. We're the peanut butter estates. We're not some organic, like, I don't know where that joke is going at that point. We're not some hippie farm. Okay, what next? We have 10,000. We also have a lot of diamonds that we could use. So the lettuce is already ready to go. Let's harvest that because this is just a little bit of money every time we do it. It's easy. Plus, why not? These are our short-term rotations. Is there anything else that's like close to that time? We can do peanuts. Let's do peanuts over here. And then maybe we'll just put more lettuce over there. No, we already did some peanuts. I think this is our second batch of peanuts, actually. I'm gonna have to go check. We'll do 2 rows. We don't want to go overboard. Let's see. Fish, maybe. We're good on the trees. Looking for anything that's like level 1. Pumpkins are, but we just planted some. Let's pause on summer crops right now, because it looks like we have pretty much everything planted that we could in summer, because none of our plants besides pumpkins have a level 1, which means we've planted and harvested them before, and we don't want to take up our fields with only summer and spring crops. So let's wait until fall before we make any more crop decisions. And instead, let's look at some of the other stuff that we have. Again, we could do ducks, but the amount that you're... Yeah, these aren't even for a quest. The pigs are. We'll probably end up doing some fish. Oh, let's see what... Oh, we have beehives. Beehives are cool, because once you put down beehives, you can harvest 5 diamonds every day, plus the honeycomb resource. And the honeycomb resource is used later on for ribbons. So let's see what else. Did we put down a barn already? We don't need a silo. I don't know why I'm tired. Do we have a barn? Did we? Yeah, we put a barn way over here. Right. Yeah, I remember that now. Pigs, you guys okay? I know it's kind of hot out. Don't want you guys overheating. Okay, so again, our crops are paused. Let's do like a water thing. Yeah, let's do a water thing. I'm okay with that. Do some fishes. What are the cheap fish? Tropical fish. So, trout you can farm every 20 minutes. Big catch is 75. These are every hour. Let's do trout. I like trout. Well, we could do a mixture. We don't have to do just trout. Let's do 3 trout. That's already a lot of money. Let's do some of whatever these fish are. And then like 1 salmon. And eventually we'll expand this little pond. I really wish it would connect to this. That's fine. Okay, the fish are all swimming together. I just kind of want to make this like a nice little area. Give me just 1 minute. We're going to switch over to fences. And we don't want anyone coming in here because this is fish only. You definitely shouldn't be walking through your fish pond. You want to make sure that this fish's habitat is just pretty much as undisturbed as humanly possible from, you know, people walking in it and stuff getting into the pond and obviously disturbing the fish in any kind of way, shape, or form. And so that's why we're going to go ahead and put up these walls here, just to make sure that the fish kind of can just live here, you know, unmolested. Anyway, we're gonna finish our fish pond. And then we'll kind of expand this as our farm grows. We can have a little like shore here. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Leave it open maybe. Maybe do like some of these dividers so people don't just go walking in. If I had some rocks, I would put some rocks here. Kind of neat. I'm happy with that. We can walk by our fish pond as we go on the bridge. You see that? You walk over the bridge, you have a water feature, walk across here, fish pond. What else can we decorate with so far? Windmill, bale of hay, or a pile. We have some different kinds of fences. We have sprinklers, which are great because they automatically water your tiles, but they cost ribbons, and we need to save some ribbons for the gas station. That's the first thing we need to buy. You'll understand why once we get it. Very important. We need a gas station. So we're still in the middle of summer. We got our fish pond built. What else do you think we could drop on here as far as decorations go? I think we could add 2 things here. What are you guys thinking? Do you think our pigs want a light? If I was some pigs, I might want a street light. That might be nice. Just so people can see that this is the pig pen. You know, you make a good point. That's a good idea. We want to make sure that people don't just wander into our pig pen. We could do 1 more light on this side right here. Oh, I can't. I'm stuck. Please? Wow. Unbelievable. I have to go around. This is the worst. Who designed this? This is awful. That water is very loud. I'm gonna need to move that barn because I can't have to go all the way around. Well, I guess it won't matter. Once we buy that farm, this wall won't be here, so it actually doesn't matter. Okay, now that our pig pen has some light, do you think we need small hay bales? Or just a big hay pile? Oh, that takes 2. Okay, well, what if we... Boom. That makes sense. Now we have a big hay pile in the animal pen. But we still have one more spot here. What do we want to put there? How about we put a barbecue? I think the pigs would really feel right at home knowing there's a barbecue right there. They could be on it at any point. I'm not going to do that. That's horrible. They already have a light. Tool shed? No, that takes up 2. Supplies. That feels all right. Let's buy the pig pen. Now they have a bale of hay. Oh, they're needy. Very needy. I gotta go pay for the pig food supplies. I just realized I am so far over time. Holy crap, where did the time go? Oh, shoot. You see, this happens. I thought we were at like 10 minutes. We are not. So, we need to get some stuff planted. Let's do cotton. Cotton is fairly expensive. The return on it is definitely not bad. And this should bring us very close to being, as we like to be on the end of every episode, spent. Did I till that field already? No, I haven't even planned that one. So we'll have about 4,000 to finish spending on what? We have these fields all planted. Everything here is planted. Our long-term crops there are planted. We have half a field. We'll go ahead and till this. And what we'll do is we'll spend the rest of our money on the second half of this field here, because we're about to be in fall in any minute now. You want to see time travel? Boom. Time travel. So, now that we're in a different season, we can plant blue grapes. These are so cheap. We may have to till a slight bit on another field, because I thought that these were going to be way more expensive. That's honestly my bad. We have 3.5K left. 2 peas. Let's till a little bit of this field, because we're not going to be able to do the full thing, I don't think. I don't think we have enough money. We'll see where we get. And then we're wrapping up here. Let's do the road. All the way down. Now, are we... No, I decided I wasn't bisecting this. I think that was the word I used. So this is very expensive, and it's spending our money exactly according to plan. Let's just fill out the rest of these squares with the rest of our money for this. That's it. So I've been reading your guys' comments and whatnot. And I actually had, the thought had crossed my mind. I was like, I should do an ASMR farm together video. Okay, so now we're walking up to plant the peas. And the... I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it right now. But it had crossed my mind, because I was like, I myself, I enjoy ASMR videos. I love ASMR videos. I had always wondered as a kid the feeling that you get when I watch ASMR videos now. I always wondered what that was and why it happened. Turns out it happens to a lot of people. And so I really like those kinds of videos, and I was like, I do gaming videos right now, but I wonder if there's like a market for people who want to watch these videos, but they want to do it in like an ASMR because they're trying to fall asleep or something. And I could make a video with like free to use like ambient soundtrack, so it's really mellow, and just play whatever game and just be really calm and quiet about it. I've thought about it. And I may yet. You know, I may have just a separate series of videos where I do the You know, the same game, but ASMR or something. Future's a big, wide open place. Lots to do. Let's use whatever money I just got from that. Our lettuce is ready, but we're trying to wrap up here. We're just going to plant like 2 more of these. Just so we have... Just so it's even. Perfect. We could plant more, but I think we're fine there. So, look. We have our long terms. We have peas. We have grapes. Pumpkins. Potatoes. We need a lot of potatoes. A lot more potatoes. Tomatoes, cabbage, lettuce, peanuts, cotton, mushrooms, truffles, flowers. If you remember when we started this game, all we had were like 6 trees and like 9 crops. And now look at us. Now look at everything that we have. We have a fish pond. We have every kind of tree that you can make right now. We have a little barn. We're doing very well. We're going to wrap up there. This was Sonoket Plays Farming Together, Episode 3, Mellow Edition. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. You know I enjoy talking to you guys. And until next time, burn bright, everybody.